Okay, Scott Johnstone of Incert Coin, also Creative Director at Publicis Caribbean. Tell me, Scott, I want to know about the last 3 years of Incert Coin and managing your career as a creative person and creative director. I think a lot of people be interested in how you resolved it for yourself to be a part of, a really dynamic rock band and also to be a part of corporate life. So tell me about the past 3 years. How did that go for you?
Good. I figured it out. Actually, it's not even in the last 3 years. It's a couple of years back, even before that. I think it's very important that you decide where your bread is buttered, let's say.
Yeah.
So you decide what is your main focus, and you focus on that, and that takes precedent over everything else. So if it is that, of course, you have to make money, so you're playing music, and music don't make no money, right? Your job takes precedent. Right? So that's how I establish balance in my mind. My family is very important to me, right? Going through the years, you get married. I have a little girl who's now 4. So that was within that 3 years, all of those things unfolded. But still, I love my music. I love to play my music. You gotta practice. You gotta work. So you have family time, you have practice time, and you have work time.
Right.
Obviously, family is your number one paramount importance. But at the end of the day, if you don't work, you can't support your family. Right? If you don't play music, you can't support your mental health.
Yes.
Right? That's the expression. That's who you are. Right? Now, I think one of the main balancing points there is to make sure that you focus on your work to start with. Right? You make sure that you have that handled. If you have to work late, I work in advertising, so that's ridiculous. The hours are bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to be putting off your music, but you always get back to it. I think your spouse, or whether it's your spouse, your girlfriend, whatever, needs to understand the importance of music in your life, because that could cause serious pressure. If it is that they don't understand the music is important to you, you're already getting enough stress at work. When you come home and a little bit of time that you do get to spend on your music, you want it to be, productive, and you be able to enjoy yourself and play your music and stuff, and not have somebody banging down on your door for you to stop all the time. So that's important. With me, I don't spend as much time as I did before. I would spend, and you have no child, as they say. I used to sit down writing I spent an entire Saturday, even eat and then with slamming out music. In the nights I would come home, 8 o'clock in the night, mix myself a drink and continue jamming. And I'm real ridiculous. Once I start, it had to be perfect. So I finish any song 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But it does not affect my work.
Right.
I wake up no matter what. Even if I went until 5, 6 in the morning doing something, I'm going to work and I'm handling my stories proper.
Right.
That's where the balance comes in. Work is number 1. Whatever you do around that is number 2 and number 3, etc. Number 1 is work. It takes a prominent position. That's basically it. You just have to look at it like that in life with anything. That's how you make decisions.
Right.
How is it going to affect me tomorrow? How is it going to affect me 1 month down the line? Whatever, etc.
Right.
You make the decisions based on that.
Okay.
If you do have a job tomorrow, if you look at it in a music sense, if you have no chick, no child, you can't put strings on your guitar, you can't put food in your belly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I look at it.
Okay, so you recommend balancing that monetary value with that artistic inspiration.
Yeah, well, it's about, as I said, it's about priorities.
Yeah.
Figure out what your number 1, number 2, number 3 going down the road is, and how they affect your life.
Okay, so I want you to end off with the lyrics from a song that you've produced that is important to you. Give me a verse or a stanza.
I don't know lyrics.
You don't know the lyrics?
No, I'm purely melody man. James has always been the man with the lyrics.
Okay. Well, give me the feeling for what the song says. You have to give me an example. If you were to pick a song, you mentioned a bestseller earlier.
Or Changes.
Yeah. What's the essence of Changes? The vibe behind it.
When it was written, as I told you, that one was more of a kind of, a little bit of angst, but mixed with I don't know, almost like a little bit of happiness and you know, boy, I'm trying to, that's like real long ago. I'm trying to dig up them emotions all over again. Disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the predominant feeling after that show was, you know, we come so far, you know, you get so excited.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's one of the hardest things for people to come back from. When you get so excited from something and then it drops you down so low in disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was that. It was one party is like angry, another party is disappointed, another party is sad, so it's all of that just in one.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it has a, actually, you know what? What it did for me is it brought a real positive, almost triumphant vibe to me after I finished that song.
Right.
You know, so maybe that's what comes across. I actually wouldn't mind people tell me how they feel. And it's interesting that the song is called Changes.
Yeah. And it was like an internal change.
Did, but not only for me, it did that for the band, boy.
Yeah.
It made the band different in a lot of people's eyes, because we were just a super metal, screamy band, and all of a sudden, this song comes out, and the melody was real sick. You know, everything was just nice. You know, it came together real well. I'm real proud of it.
Okay. Well, Scott, thank you so much for featuring on the blog.
No problem.
Okay. Scott Johnstone.